With Matheus Pereira, Cruzeiro is a completely different team. Another great game from him, another 3 points for Cruzeiro in this Brazilian championship, thanks to him. Not just because of the goal, but by far. The best player on the team against Coritiba, he secured the result not only with the goal, but also with his performance. Once again dominant in midfield, once again making everyone's job easier. We at Lance had posted it last week on Sunday. Actually, Matheus Pereira's absence really affected Lucas Romero and Matheus Henrique's game. It put a lot of pressure on both of them in creating plays. Today, everything was normal again. Matheus Pereira was leading the midfield with the help of Gerson, who also returned from suspension. And in a slightly different setup, today the youngster Felipe came in. Felipe Moraes missed a goal in several situations. It was a very difficult ball that came to him in the second half, but he played an interesting role in the first half. Mainly, he was a surprise addition to the team, right? Theoretically, yes, he was a surprise, playing on the left side, but also switching positions a lot on the left with Matheus Pereira himself, with both of them being fluid players, right? On the field, on Cruzeiro's left side, helping Gabriel Rojas there, who also today, for the first time, right? It's his third game for Cruzeiro. But today he was able to show more of his credentials. The fullback was used a lot, especially in the first half, with Cruzeiro looking to play him in behind many times, and he was already trying first-time passes or carrying the ball to the end of the field to try to send in a cross toward the edge of the box. Right at the beginning, he managed a very dangerous cross like that first time, including a very good ball from the left back to Matheus Pereira, who couldn't finish very well towards the goal. But it already showed a bit of what Cruzeiro's idea on the field would be, with Felipe Moraes, as I said, who didn't necessarily play as a left winger but moved a lot down the left side. And from time to time, he would switch roles with Matheus Pereira. And besides that, Felipe Moraes also showed himself to be a very willing young player. Even when he missed a pass, he would come back from beyond midfield to get on the ball and either try to commit a foul or break up Coritiba's counter-attack, and in attack as well, just like we saw in the friendly match. He's fearless, unfazed by pressure despite his youth, always trying to make plays, making mistakes and getting things right. Yeah, it's really necessary for his development, but it's pleasing, at least to me. I really like the fact that he's not afraid to play. He tries to do what he thinks is best. Today, for example, he missed a cross, but in the second half, he didn't let that bother him. He came back to try to defend, finished the play there, and kept his confidence. Yeah, even setting that chance aside, right, which wasn't really a missed goal because Matheus Pereira's pass was actually really strong. Cruzeiro again today is pressing with 5 players, which is different from the first half of the season when it was usually done with 6 players, right? This time, Romero stays a little further back. That leaves only the 2 midfielders, Matheus Pereira and Gerson, put pressure along with the forwards and when building up play. Today, Cruzeiro with 3, plus the Romero is coming back to help the centre-backs, and often Gerson is there in the middle, also supporting Cruzeiro's build-up play, which was very important today. Coritiba is a team that everyone knew would sit back and look for counter-attacks. Even Arthur Jorge mentioned it after the game, and Matheus Pereira talked about it after the match. Cruzeiro knew how to stop this kind of play from Coritiba, often by committing fouls or blocking them before Coritiba could make those transitions. In fact, Coritiba's 2 main forwards, Pedro Rocha and Breno Lopez, did very little in the match. They didn't show up today. They couldn't get those chances. At the back, there was also a good performance from Fabricio, Bruno, and Jonathan Jesus. Once again, moving forward a lot, going up, joining the attack, helping to build up play, and when he gets the chance, he shoots from outside the box, even though there were only a few shots. Cruzeiro's shots on goal actually came from him, and it's worth noting there was some tension in the Cruzeiro team. Once again, Cruzeiro created much more than usual, wasting many chances, 20 shots but only 4 on target. Today, Cruzeiro had an expected goals tally of over 2.34 to be exact, so Cruzeiro created enough to score at least 2 goals but only managed 1. This shows Cruzeiro remains creative, especially with Matheus Pereira. But they've been lacking in finishing their chances in this game, now showing, an additional characteristic. With Rojas on the left side, Arthur Jorge was also forced to test William in the starting lineup. Today he passed the test, didn't do anything special, but also didn't make any mistakes, played an okay game. William didn't stand out in that area. But on the left side, Rojas looked good as an option. In the second half, Cruzeiro, after the goal, even let Coritiba have more of the ball, but Coritiba did very little as well. Cruzeiro allowed only 7 shots from inside the box, and only 4 of those were really deep inside the area. Cruzeiro just needs to keep paying attention, like I said, to not converting as much as they'd like and still having problems in aerial play. Cruzeiro led in almost all defensive statistics, duels, clearances, and ball recoveries. They fall short in aerial duels, winning only 40% of the aerial duels. It continues to be a weak spot for this Cruzeiro team. We'll see how the team improves, already focusing on the Copa do Brasil and the important matches against Flamengo in the Libertadores. To find out all the details of this game, how the match went, the mixed zone interviews, and Arthur Jorge's press conference, you can check it out on our website at Lance and also here on Lance's YouTube channel. See you!